What is going on, everyone? I'm about to bring you some news about the brand new Red Eyes Black Dragon cards. And yes, I know I'm a little bit late, but man, there's a lot of things going on in my life right now, including a brand new YouTube channel that I'm trying to bring on up as well. But I'm never forgetting about this channel. This is my top priority, and I gotta bring you that Rush Duel news no matter how late it might be. So here we go. We finally got the reveals for the new Red Eyes Maximum Monster and some new support cards as well. But before we move on to the card you really want to know about, or I should say the cards you really want to know about, because we're going to be talking about a Maximum, we are also going to be getting a reprint of Red Eyes Black Dragon as an Overrush rare with the alternative artwork. Yes, this is the first Red Eyes alternative artwork that ever appeared in the OCG, and now we're going to get that as an Overrush rare in Rush Duel, which is freaking awesome because that was my first ever Red Eyes card when I used to collect Japanese cards. So it's so cool. I actually want this card so badly. But now let's move on to the Maximum Red Eyes Maxi Flare Dragon. First, we're going to talk about the left side. It's a level 10 Dark Dragon Maximum Effect Monster. I kind of wish it was a level 7. That way it has some synergy with Ship of 7 Treasures, and that way Ship of 7 Treasures, you know, kind of has some relevance in that deck because you could discard Red Eyes, the alternative Summon Skull, and then the Maximum pieces. Too bad it doesn't work with the Maximum pieces. They're all going to be level 10. Attack is 24, defense is 0, requirement is none, and it has a continuous effect. This card cannot be destroyed by effects, which is insane when you consider that the Maximum monster is going to have a ton of attack points. If this card in Maximum mode destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, inflict 2400 damage to your opponent. So yes, this thing essentially does Inferno Fire Blast levels of damage to your opponent just by destroying something in battle. And considering it's a Maximum monster that's going to have a ton of attack points, that is ridiculous. And it can't be destroyed by card effects, not just trap cards. You can even Dark Hold this baby. This card is insane. Next, we're going to have the centerpiece, a level 10 Dark Dragon Maximum Effect Monster with maximum attack 3700, but its original attack is 24 and its defense is 0. So yes, 37 is really on the high side. The highest we usually have is 4,000, and everything else is a little bit below it with 35, 34, something in that range, or even 33. 37 is pretty huge for a Maximum monster. I'm surprised they didn't go and make it 4,000. I mean, this is Red Eyes. Why can't it be 4,000 attack? But 37 is passable considering its effects are really good. You can Maximum summon this card with the right and left side, you know, just like any other Maximum monster, and the requirement for the effect is during the turn this card is normal summon, or if this card is in Maximum mode, choose one face down card in your opponent's field and destroy it. So while this card can't be destroyed by things like Mirror Force, it can be Magic Cylindered, but guess what? If your opponent has it set face down, too bad, you could just blow it right out of the water. Or if your opponent is hiding in defense position, you could just destroy one of their defense position monsters and then attack into another one and inflict 2400 damage. This thing is an absolute unit wrecking crew. Red Eyes is being done so well in Rush Duel, it is crazy. Next, we have the right side, level 10 Dark Dragon Maximum Effect Monster with 2400 attack and 0 defense. Requirement is none, but it has a continuous effect. During your opponent's turn, spell trap cards on your field cannot be returned to the hand, deck, or extra deck. If this card is used as material for fusion summon, its name is Red Eyes Black Dragon. Let me just first hit the second part of the effect. This card is Red Eyes Black Dragon while only on the field, which is still good because if you're going to perform fusions and let's say you're stuck and you don't have your Red Eyes, well, you could just tribute summon into this card and then boom, you could just fuse and that's it. You are perfectly fine because this is going to be a Red Eyes Black Dragon monster. Now it's the first effect that is crazy. During your opponent's turn, spell trap cards on your field cannot be returned to the hand. Okay, makes sense. Cannot be returned to the deck. Okay, that makes sense. Or extra deck. What the heck does that mean? I know that there's a thing called future proofing for cards. That is such a weird thing. Spell and trap cards don't ever start off in the extra deck. To me, I'm maybe just speculating, I think we're going to be getting something crazy in Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 that's going to have something to do with spell and trap cards coming from the extra deck. Because why would they word it that way? That makes no sense. This wouldn't even apply to something like Pendulums in the original game because they don't start off in the extra deck, nor would anything just send them straight over there just by bouncing either. This possibly means we are going to be seeing some type of spell or trap cards that are actually going to be in the extra deck, or just maybe, we're going to be getting Union monsters that might be special summoned from the extra deck. Maybe fusion monsters that are Union monsters, and if they are equipped and your opponent uses something like Ryza, and of course it'll go back to the extra deck. So I'm thinking yes, either Bellow Trap cards are going to be activated or set from the extra deck, or we're going to be getting a form of Union monsters that are going to start off from the extra deck. So if they do get bounced, they will go to the extra deck, and that's why they're worded that way. That's my prediction on why this effect is this way. So overall, you got a complete wrecking crew of a monster. It can destroy set cards, it can do burn damage, it can protect your spell or trap cards from bounce, and it can protect itself from being destroyed by card effect. The fact that the left and right piece are not level 7 kind of sucks a little bit because you can't use Ship of 7 Treasures. I guess too bad. The fact that only one piece counts as Red Eyes is still okay. I was hoping all 3 of them would because they all look like they are Red Eyes Black Dragons just morphed together into this eldritch horror looking beast over here. But yeah, and overall, the card layout is great. If you look at the monster on its own, it's a weird collage of things. But when you separate it card by card, each and every single card is a Red Eyes Black Dragon monster on its own. And that is so freaking cool. Now let's move on to some support. The new spell card that was revealed is called Calling Dark Meteor. It's a normal spell card. Requirement, shuffle 2 monsters from your graveyard into the deck. Choose 1 spell or trap card on the opponent's field and destroy it. Then you could choose 1 dark or fire fusion monster in your graveyard, except an effect monster is special summoned to your field face up. So yes, you can just shuffle 2 monsters back, destroy a spell or trap card. It's pretty generic. You can run this in pretty much anything. But if you have a dark or fire fusion monster in your graveyard with no effect, you can 10 special summon it face up to the field. If you're using this in Red Eyes, it completely justifies making the original Black Skull Dragon and Meteor Black Dragon. There's also the equipped spell card that also works for non-effect fusion monsters as well. So I really do like that they're giving you reason to use the non-effect version monsters as well as just the effect monsters, because why would you ever go into original Black Skull Dragon and original Meteor Black Dragon when you go to the effect versions? Well, now at least there are cards that are making it justifiable to actually even use those cards. So at least they're good as a one-of in the decks. But that's not all that we have, because a new card dropped as well. That is Meteor Skull Archfiend. It is a level 8 Fire Fiend fusion effect monster with 3600 attack and 2000 defense points, and its fusion materials are Summon Skull plus 1 Earth Dragon monster with 1800 attack, which means Meteor Dragon or the brand new Drake as well. They both fit the bill to be able to make this monster. And I gotta point it out, when Summon Skull and Red Eyes fuse, their attack points become 3200. But if Summon Skull fuses with Meteor Dragon, it becomes 36, which shouldn't be a surprise because when Red Eyes fuses with Meteor Dragon, it becomes 35. For some reason, Summon Skull and Red Eyes fusing together is weaker than if Red Eyes fuses with Meteor Dragon or if Summon Skull fuses with Meteor Dragon. It is absolutely ridiculous, but I do love it that if you fuse Summon Skull or Red Eyes with a weaker monster, you're getting an overall stronger fusion monster than if you fuse 2 powerful monsters like Red Eyes and Summon Skull. I think that's really, really interesting. But let's see what this card actually does. The requirement is none, but the continuous effect is during the opponent's turn, monsters on your field cannot be returned to the hand, deck, or extra deck by effects. Okay, so Red Eyes is really trying to put up the middle finger to Ryza. So yeah, that's pretty much what's happening right here. I guess Ryza is so freaking good in Rush Duel. Heck, I don't guess. It's pretty much the legend of choice for every single deck. And this monster pretty much makes Ryza useless against this deck completely. Too bad this card can't work with the maximum monster, which could protect itself from being destroyed, because if you had this Summon Skull and that maximum monster in the field, you wouldn't be able to bounce it or destroy it by card effects. But because the first one is a maximum monster, it's going to take up all 3 zones, so you won't be able to do it. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys today with the brand new Red Eyes cards. Let me know what you guys think about these brand new Red Eyes cards. I think this is absolutely amazing. I know in the original card game, the Master Rule card game, Red Eyes is pretty much a dead deck. I mean, unless you give it some broken support like Blue Eyes, it's pretty much not going to do anything. So if you really love Red Eyes, then you should be pretty happy that Rush Duel is actually giving Red Eyes a chance. And hopefully one day, just one day, we'll get Rush Duel in English so us Red Eyes fans can actually go to a tournament and play with an actual functioning good Red Eyes deck in person. I really want these cards to come out in English because I love Red Eyes Black Dragon, and this game makes Red Eyes such a fun and unique deck. The power to be able to go into fusions and maximums in this deck seamlessly is unbelievable. I cannot wait to see more of the Red Eyes cards, and also Summon Skull is getting some new support as well. And remember, Summon Skull and Red Eye support can kind of like work together in tandem, so let's see how that support's going to come out as well. I can't wait to see what's going to happen there, but that's all I got for you guys right now. Until next time, people, peace out.